I've been bullish on Bitcoin since way back here, end of 2022. And right now, as things stand, I'm still bullish. I've been bullish throughout this whole run. And it's been tough. I'm not going to lie. There's been moments where I'm like, am I deluding myself? And if I had to pick one chart to reinforce my bullishness, it would be this chart here, USM2. I'm sure you guys do track the news, and I have talked about this. But the Fed have been cutting rates, and they've openly said they're going to end QT, quantitative tightening, which basically means they're going to lift the restrictions on the amount of money they print, and they're going to start QE again, quantitative easing. Now, that just basically means they're going to print more money. And what's different now is that normally when they print money when there's a crash, some kind of extinction level event like 2008 or even COVID. Ray Dalio, he just published this article and he just said exactly what I've been talking about. Did you see the Fed's announcement that it will stop QT and begin QE? Now the difference here is we're going to be stimulating into a bubble, and this is definitely worth reading. And he does go over some of the things that I've been talking about. And this is the main thing. The reason why it's different this time is because the Fed will be easing into a bubble. And what does this mean? This means that this is the mathematics I keep talking about. And there's more supply, which basically means that asset prices, Bitcoin, everything else is just going to go up. That's just the mathematics, the supply and demand economics. Basic, simple. It's not really more complicated than that. The more money there is, the more money that's going to get pumped into stocks and assets and gold and silver and Bitcoin, and eventually it will trickle into crypto. But anyway, back to the charts. A few months ago, we were over here. I think it's end of September time, or beginning of September, and I said, look, this pattern is a very bullish pattern. And I think I published it on, here we go. I published it on my YouTube channel. So look, this is a very bullish pattern, a falling compression that's playing out in the Bitcoin chart. And in hindsight, it played out perfectly. Because when you have a pattern like this, it compresses and then it busts out and then it hits the top of the pattern. And what's interesting is, let me just delete these. We see the same pattern playing out over here, but on a bigger scale. So this is a really good potential technical move here. So if we see the same thing playing out, and then Bitcoin, we could see it ranging a little bit more. It could even hit this lower part here, and then eventually it could break out. So this is good. Like zooming out, that's my Gandalf level support line. If that breaks, then game over. I'm selling everything and going home. But until that holds, if that continues to hold, then I'm going to remain bullish. So they are my thoughts. I know we're in a short-term downtrend. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, that news from that article, Ray Dalio, definitely worth a read. He talks about pretty much what I've been talking about, how this chart is the most important one. And as this goes up, everything else is just going to go up. And don't get it confused. That doesn't make it more valuable. It just means that your currency is worth less.